Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's by user Vinu. I, 24 female, can't get over my dislike for my boyfriend's ex, 25 female, but she has won over his best friends and is at practically every social gathering. I have never really had this kind of anger and anxiety towards someone before. I used to really like this girl, I'll call her Kai, and I respect her as a person. I've known my boyfriend for about 6 years. We were strictly friends up until 2 years ago, and he was dating her when we met. I got to know her pretty well. Even after they broke up 4 years ago, she seemed to handle the whole thing decently well, and when he and I became a couple, she even congratulated us and seemed genuinely happy for us. However, at the time, Kai was also in Alcoholics Anonymous, so she wasn't drinking, but she has since dropped out and started drinking again. About 2 months ago, a few months after she stopped AA, she sent him a really inappropriate message on Facebook, the basis of which was that she really wanted him. They would make a perfect couple now that they had matured a little. She knew he couldn't possibly be happy with me, and she should call her and meet up discreetly. He handled it wonderfully and blocked her, at which point Kai sent me a message to apologize but also let me know I couldn't possibly understand their connection, and if she really wanted she could get him back, and he clearly didn't care too much about our relationship if he didn't tell her off. I put on my big girl pants and blocked her too. Unbeknownst to me or him, at this time she was also contacting my boyfriend's 2 best friends to reconnect with them. They had all been close during the time they had been dating, so she started asking them to hang out, go out to shows and festivals, and now they are like best buddies and are forming a band. Plus, one of his friends is going to move in with her as roommates soon and told my boyfriend they want to find a house in our neighborhood. Recently, we've been invited to some stuff where she is present. We went to a show she came to, and it felt very awkward and uneasy because my boyfriend and I both wanted to avoid her, but she was practically attached to his friends. My boyfriend decided that if we were going to be around her, he needed to address her directly. He sent her a message detailing how he was not interested in her at all, and for the sake of future social interactions between him and his friends, he wanted to be very clear that she was not welcome to make any advances towards him. He also requested she apologizes to me. Kai then sent me a message that said she was sincerely sorry and that what she'd done was wrong. However, I just still can't effing stand being around her. I feel like I'm constantly on edge and I just have this ever-present distaste for her. It makes it difficult to enjoy otherwise fun social interactions. I don't trust her intentions, and I truly think she is a destructive alcoholic, and it is just a matter of time before things come to a head. I love and trust my boyfriend, and he has been abso-effing-lutely spectacular in this whole situation, but he is also much more laid back than me and quick to forgive. I want to be able to have fun at these social gatherings, parties, shows, and concerts when she is there, but it is so difficult for me to relax, and I've never had this kind of anxiety towards someone before. My boyfriend has told me that his friends used to hate her and tell him she was no good for him, but now they love her and actively talk about what a good personality she has, and even after we told them what happened, they just shrugged it off as a drunk mistake. I feel crappy about the whole thing. Well, OP is kinda difficult to give you advice in this situation other than there's not much you can do, I'd say. Yeah, it absolutely sucks. First of all, that she quit the program and is back to drinking. That's not good for her or anybody around her, of course. And it must be very awkward and uncomfortable for both you and your boyfriend to be getting these messages and to seeing her everywhere considering what she wrote to you guys and that she's becoming super close and nice friends with your boyfriend's best friends, right? But it's not like you can tell them that you don't want them to be friends. You can't do that. And also, from what you told us, your boyfriend handled this really well, so you can't tell him as well, I don't want you talking to her ever again, because he already doesn't want to. And to take it extent further, you can't ask your boyfriend to stop seeing his best friends just because she might be there. So, like I said, I don't think there's anything you can do other than wait until this inevitably blows up, because probably it will. And what do you guys think about this situation? Do you think OP should do anything at all? If so, let me know in the comment section what you would do if you were in OP's shoes. And now, let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. You Farted says, "Good lord, Kai is crazy. That's the third time in 10 minutes I've commented someone is crazy in this forum. What the hell is going on?" Anyway, you seem to be handling really well given the situation. Your boyfriend is awesome. I had a similar Kai at one point, so I know exactly how you feel. I mean, really all you can do is just find a way to ignore her very existence. She's no threat to you. She's nothing more than a gnat buzzing around. Quote, "And now they are like best buddies and forming a band." End quote. Okay, that's just funny for some reason. Let them form a band. I can't think of a faster way to ruin a friendship. Wait, yes I can. Becoming roommates. This guy's situation is taking care of itself before your very eyes. Trust me. Delete It says, "Judging by the 'his friends used to hate her' comment, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume her friendship with these guys is a new thing. As a former manipulative bitch in my single days, this is deliberate. First, it is so his friends will tell her ex-boyfriend, your now boyfriend, how awesome and fun she is. She may talk crap about you, but if she is good at being manipulative, she will wait for them to say something negative about you first or imply things without ever actually saying anything bad. If that fails, she will probably have sex and or date one of the friends to piss off your boyfriend. It probably would have worked a year and a half ago, but judging by the way your boyfriend handled her messages and the fact that you have been together for 2 years now, I don't really think you have anything to worry about. It will blow over once she realizes it isn't working or starts to develop feelings for one of the friends. Keep your distance, but enjoy the show." Neptune Agent says, "One thing I can say is that your boyfriend is amazing in the way he handles her. Take it one step at a time. If his friends think she is great, let them think so. They used to know what she's like. They used to hate her too. They also know what she has tried to do to your boyfriend. I think the most important thing here is that your boyfriend knows what she is trying to do here. I know this is hard. I have been in a similar situation here, but have faith in your boyfriend." Smiley face. "And also, if there are circumstances that need you to spend time with her, don't show her that she is getting into your skin. I think that's what she wants to do as well, to make you hate her. Give it time. Such act will not be able to last too long. Good luck." Smiley face. Additional information from OP. "I'm not going to ask my boyfriend to stop hanging out with his friends since I also really like these dudes. Generally, they are quite good friends. I suspect they were comfortable being friendly with her because up until now, there had been no drama and my boyfriend and I even considered her a distant friend. There wasn't any of the ex animosity there. I even gave her a textbook for a class about a year ago. Given the circumstances, now, it really sucks, but they weren't aware of her behavior when they struck up a friendship with her, and now that they like her so much, they're dismissive of her crappy behavior. I'm pretty sure it's all part of a plot to stay closely connected to my boyfriend as she can. Sucks that other people should be dragged in as well. My boyfriend also plays, and when it comes to playing music with his friends, he has invited them over to our place and made it clear he would like it to be a guys' night or something like that. They have mentioned wishing he'd come to play with them and Kai, but he has been pretty clear about not wanting to. And of course, I want his friends to like me. I mentioned to one of them that I was concerned about Kai and her intentions. He was understanding-ish and nice about it, but did brush it off as her personality and everyone does dumb stuff, blah blah blah. I don't want to push it or make them think I'm not allowing my boyfriend to be around them or anything like that. Luckily, we have other social groups we spend time with, so I certainly am not feeling up in arms in every social situation, which is nice. I am a little suspicious about her trying to creep into those as well, though. We recently told my boyfriend's friends that we were moving, and an old friend of his will be one of our new roommates. I sort of suspect that this information passed on to Kai because she added that friend on Facebook just recently, and she met him maybe once or twice over 4 years ago. Alright, well the community mostly agrees that OP and her boyfriend are doing everything right and they just need to wait this out. OP also gave us a little bit more context about how the friends are behaving and this new recently thing that Kai did about adding an old friend to Facebook. Now, we've got 2 updates from OP, so let's move on to the first one to see how this story continues. "I wanted to update you because I feel like I've had great success. Maybe a week after I posted here for advice, Kai sent me and my boyfriend messages. The message she sent me essentially said, "I'd like to move past any bad feelings between us. Considering I hang out with my boyfriend's closest friends regularly, we are bound to see each other from time to time. Let's clear the air and all be friends." But the message she sent my boyfriend said something more like, "Hey, it's been a while since we talked. I'm sure I'll see you from time to time because I'm spending a lot of time with his friends. But I wanted to ask, do you remember the name of that board game we used to play?" My boyfriend, upon seeing the message she sent me, immediately knew the crap she was up to. She was treating me like someone she had to reconcile with, but talking to him like an old friend who couldn't possibly be angry about her actions. We decided to both send her polite but firm messages. I let her know that I'd be civil if we happened to run into her, but that I highly doubted we would be friends anytime soon, and that she had to prove through her actions that she was sorry and had no bad intentions. My boyfriend called her out on using his friends as a manipulative reason for seeing him, and told her he would not put up with any attempts from her to have his affection or attention, and also said he would not be interested in having any kind of relationship with her outside of civil acquaintanceship, and that her actions had to reflect her words and apology. It seems to have scared her off. The last time we were at a show and she was there, she avoided us like the plague. I feel hugely successful. My boyfriend is a freaking saint. We even had a little heart-to-heart and discussed his friend's behavior. He is disappointed that they would choose to befriend her, but he is not interested in intervening or telling them what to do. However, he made it very clear to them that he wants nothing to do with her. He even acknowledged that if things go too dramatic, he understood that his friends might end up falling away, at least for some time. And while he is sad about that possibility, he knows it might be for the best. Hopefully, though, our strongly worded messages to her made it clear that my boyfriend and I are a united front, and she has to move the F on. Well, OP, your boyfriend continues to show he's solid, and of course so are you, so good on you both for communicating. Now, we have a final update with a huge plot twist, so let's move on with that to see how this story ends. So, a few of you requested an update when crap hit the fan. I think this suffices pretty well, and it has a lot to do with my boyfriend's friends, who formed a band with Kai, his ex. All the following information comes directly from one of those friends. His codename will be Jake, and the other friend we'll call Assface. Assface and Kai began hanging out first, and when Jake moved back to town, he joined them and they formed their band. Jake told my boyfriend and me recently that during the first get-togethers, Assface heavily suggested to Kai that there were problems between my boyfriend and me, and that he was unhappy. Assface also reminisced a lot about the time when Kai and my boyfriend were together, and would talk about what a great band they would have if Kai and my boyfriend got back together. The timeline coincides perfectly with when she sent him the inappropriate Facebook message, and her message contained many of those things, that she knew he wasn't happy, that they'd be a better couple now, and that he should join the band. As time went by, according to Jake, Kai did understand her chances of getting back with my boyfriend were nil, and so she started up a thing with Jake. Surprise! But this quickly went downhill. Surprise number 2. And after having a heart-to-heart with another long-term friend who knows the situation and everyone involved, Jake decided he was being a douche, bowed out of the band, and came clean about the whole situation to my boyfriend and me. So that is where we are at now. My boyfriend is inclined to forgive Jake and move on. He is a very laid-back person and not at all into unneeded conflict, which is great for us. He doesn't want anything to do with Assface, who is still trying to piece together a band with Kai. Even though the situation is pretty effed up, knowing everything now, it kind of feels nice to know that Kai isn't and wasn't as horrible as I was starting to think. I really did consider her a pal at one point, so knowing she was coerced to some degree makes the whole thing sting a little less. Well, OP, like that second commenter told you, you just needed to sit back and watch the show. It all unfolded pretty well. So good for you and awesome for Jake that he actually came clean. So on that note, I'll just wish you all the best in the future and take care. Thank you for sharing. Now, let's move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance, and it's by user Krish Comics. Wearing combat boots during nursing school. Back when I was in nursing school, we were supposed to wear black, non-porous, closed-toed footwear with non-skid soles for our clinical rotations that weren't Crocs. Most of my fellow female students wore classic nursing clogs like Dascods and Sanitas. I tried wearing clogs like this in the past and had rolled my ankles too many times to recall, so I decided to not go that route for shoes. I'm a military spouse, a vet myself, and have the aforementioned crappy ankles. So my footwear of choice was a pair of black leather tactical combat boots. As a show of support and to make sure I always looked sharp at clinical, my hubby always shined up and edge-dressed my boots every evening before clinical the next morning. The boots always looked professional. They were comfy as hell. I could bump my toes into beds without breaking a toe, and I could wear them all day without having back pain, foot pain, or rolling an ankle. The same could not be said for my classmates wearing more traditional shoes like clogs. During the first week of my first semester, I had an old school nurse as my clinical instructor. I say old school because she believed female nurses should still be wearing crisp white uniforms with the stupid starched hats and that our profession lost prestige when we transitioned to scrubs. This instructor got such a bee in her bonnet about my boots and decided that my boots were out of regulation that she threatened to take it up to the director and have me tossed from clinical, thus failing the program. There was nothing in the handbook specifically stating I couldn't wear my boots, since it just said footwear, which was black, well-maintained, non-skid, and non-porous. Check, 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 and check. Furthermore, the pair of boots that I wore were meant to be worn by EMTs, so they were waterproof, bloodborne pathogen resistant, puncture-proof, oil-proof, non-skid, and had reinforced toes. They were just as expensive as Dansko clogs and could handle lots more abuse. I knew I was in the clear, so I decided to keep on wearing them. The day after the instructor commented on the inappropriateness of my boots, she did a uniform shoe inspection to make sure we were appropriately attired. I, of course, was wearing my nicely polished combat boots. She failed me for the day based on my boots, so I politely objected, stating that my boots fell within the definitions of acceptable footwear in the handbook. She literally marched me to the director's office like I was a kid caught stealing cookies and demanded I get tossed for the boots. Failure to follow program rules and disrespect because I objected to her failing me. The program director, upon a further close reading of the program regulations, determined there was nothing that was wrong with the boots. They adhered to the standards set forth by the program and that they were honestly safer than most of the shoes the other students were wearing because they were waterproof, puncture-proof, non-skid, and had reinforced toes. She rescinded my fail and allowed me back in clinical. After that, I heard not a peep about my boots from any of the faculty for the rest of my program. Fast forward to graduation. I had been wearing my combat boots since I started and had no intention of stopping, especially since many of the vets that I cared for during clinical always reacted positively to them. Now, on our nursing pinning ceremony, the event where we receive our nursing school pins and are officially recognized as nurses, has all white dress code. White uniforms, starched white hats, white closed-toed footwear. The word footwear is key. The dress code did not state shoes specifically, and I knew this. So the same bitchy old bat nurse sees me in the hall and makes it a point to tell me I'll have to get some real white nursing shoes to wear to pinning, since I can't obviously wear my black combat boots because we needed to have white footwear. I politely smiled, nodded, said that I'd have white footwear, and went on my merry way. And then wore the all-white Doc Marten combat boots my infantryman husband bought me as a graduation gift to pinning. The instructor stopped me after the ceremony and complimented me on actually getting nursing shoes. At which point I pulled up the leg of my white scrubs and showed her my boots. The look on her face was priceless. OP, this was epic. I would have loved to see the look on her face. Thank you so much for sharing. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.